if they could do any damage. But there's 3 cannons waiting for him. 3 cannons will do a lot of damage. 4th cannon being produced as well as the assimilator. So that many cannons is just... The vultures just aren't really going to be able to do that much. There might be a little bit of a hole at the top right now of those mineral lines. But not enough. Looks like we saw... Ooh, a couple cannons actually being ferried in. So some smart play here by Fantasy. Let it never be said that Fantasy is a dumb player or an unintelligent, unstrategical player. Very, very smart, bringing in a couple tanks here to try and hold this ramp for that much longer. Very, very smart by him, and a good play by Stork, able to defuse a lot of mines with just that one Zealot. But just not enough. Fantasy just doesn't have enough forces, and I'm going to lose these tanks as well. It was a good idea, and he needs to do something, so it was definitely a good idea. Could be able to pick off this High Templar here pretty easily, yeah. But there's 4 carriers out, and is Fantasy gonna see it? Nope, Fantasy doesn't even see it with those vultures, so bad for Fantasy, not even gonna see this, and once those carriers get unleashed, you can pretty much GG once the carriers get unleashed. There's the carriers. We do have an armory up, so Fantasy already researching Goliath range right now. I'm gonna start spamming Goliaths, but don't know. Don't think it's gonna be enough. Fantasy's pretty far behind in this game, and Stork just has so many ground forces to go with his carriers that it's going to be tough. Ooh, nice storm drop going down, getting a bunch of SCVs there as well, and 7 carriers. Jeez, 7 carriers all producing interceptors. They're not even full of interceptors yet, and yeah, that's a lot of that's a lot. And it looks like Fantasy going for a drop here at the main, and Stork has already pulled his probes. He's got 2 cores upgrading air weapons and armor, so pretty sweet there. And yeah, there's the 8th carrier, and Fantasy is trying to stay in it, gonna try and pick off probes here and there with this dropship, but sooner or later he's gonna run into cannons, gonna run into some dragoons, and that's gonna be that. And Stork going up a 6th base at the 1 o'clock position, the natural, the top right base. See how much, if he's able to pull it off, see if he's able to actually save the base, but I don't think it even matters because Stork is going to the bottom left with tons and tons of carriers, picking off all of the tanks, going to be able to pick up the turrets quite easily with that many carriers, just too many carriers. And yeah, Fantasy's staying in this right now, probably because it's Winners League, and you know, might as well stay around in Winners League. And Fantasy's mackered up a pretty nice force here. Just combined with the ground forces with storms and dragoons and a small number of zealots to go with 7 carriers, it's tough to defend. It's virtually impossible. And Stork even picking off SCVs here, and everything is just dying at this bottom left. And yeah, here comes Fantasy, actually going to be able to go in between the army of Stork and the carriers of Stork. But we'll see if he's able to really engage one without the other coming in here. Stork really needs both to be together to engage here. Although his main army is actually quite strong and would be able to hold up somewhat to the forces of Fantasy. And now it looks like the carrier's coming in here. Going to start picking out the Goliath. Just not enough Goliaths. You look at the numbers there. There's maybe a control group of Goliaths, 2 control groups of Goliaths, but 7 carriers is just so many. They pick off Goliaths so quickly, especially as they're getting upgraded. They've already got Plasma Shield 1, probably got Weapons 1 already done, so Weapons 2 and Armor 1 are probably on the way. So these carriers are just too strong, and now the main army for Protoss is heading right into the natural expansion. Going to be able to do tons of damage here as well. And Stork is just about taking this game. It's just about done. Waiting for Fantasy to GG, honestly, at this point. Doesn't really have any chance of a comeback. Stormer coming here. Might be able to storm some more SCVs. Could go for the tanks. Doesn't really matter. Can storm whatever he wants. Come on, Stormer. Storm, 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 storm. Come on. There's the storm. Getting a bunch of SCVs. Yay! There go all the SCVs of Fantasy. They are all pretty much gone. There's like 4 left. Here comes Fantasy from the back with a bunch of tanks going to try and save his base. But I don't even think Stork's paying attention at this point, and because he's not microing at all. And yeah, and actually losing a lot of tanks because he's refusing to micro. But once again, doesn't really matter. Where'd the carriers go? Carriers at the bottom of the map? Where are they? There they are. There they are. In the middle. Got a lot of carriers. Gonna head up to the 12 o'clock base. I'm gonna take that down. And then what does Fantasy have left? Nothing! Yay! There will be nothing left shortly enough. And Fantasy staying in this game longer than he needs to. Just because it's Winners League and because it's the last game. It's kind of like when you play a best of 5 series. In that last 5th game, you know, you stay alive for a while. Just praying that somehow you're gonna come back, but you're just not. And actually, a couple supply depots being blown up first here by Stork, and now he's going for the turret. It's gonna pick them all off, and yeah, this is just a slaughter. What Terran player can look at this and be like, oh yeah, I want to keep playing? I'd just be like so dead right now, and like if I was a Terran player, I'd be so depressed at this point. I'd just be like, what the heck am I supposed to do against this? This is pretty much it. So many Goliaths don't even matter. That's gotta make you feel a little impotent. Looks like Fantasy's being a little emasculinated here, losing his manliness as these carriers just rendering his Goliaths completely impotent, and yeah, just building up huge numbers of carriers. Could start to see a second control group of carriers produced. Can't tell how many carriers are in that main group. Maybe 8 to 10, maybe. Ooh, 3 Templars dying to mines. And if this was another game, maybe it would matter. But it doesn't. So who cares? And here comes some Stormers. Yay! Oh, not able to do too much damage. But at the risk of, now that he's engaged the main army of Stork, now the carriers go and are going to rape his base. So, yeah, this is just too much for Fantasy to really handle, and he's going to lose that base before the Goliaths can come into play. That command center is going to get sniped. Snipe! There it goes. And still this game is going on. I'd just like to mention that this game is still going on for some reason. Fantasy still hasn't decided to GG. He's really only mining off of like half a base. His natural expansion is almost mined out. And, yeah. Oh, he's long distance mining at it with a couple of SCVs. Oh, there goes a science vessel as well. And at this point, it's just like going, ooh, let's see if Stork can get some massive storms on. And yeah, Fantasy's actually able to pick off a couple of carriers because Stork's just getting kind of lazy here. And Stork's like, fine, you really are going to make me micro this? You really are? Fine. If I have to, I will. It doesn't even matter. Stork's still mining off of like 4 bases. And, yeah. He could just spam Zealots right now and win. Do whatever he wants. Looks like his carriers are taking some more damage, but as I said before, it doesn't matter. This is all just little wins, just moral victories really for Fantasy more than anything else. Losing some more tanks as well. His carriers are just too good. Whenever Stork bothers to micro them, which he's doing right now, it's just not even close. His natural expansion is mined out. Looks like he might have taken the 9 o'clock base. Too little, too late. Not gonna matter. He's still be only mining off of 1 base, and Stork is just mattering up massive armies, and there goes the end of my video. I don't get to see the end of that game. We don't get to see GG, but what is with this random games not being finished? But it doesn't matter. Stork won. It's not even close. Stork won. So that's going to be the end of Samsung Con and SK Telecom 1. Stork coming with the victory. You know, Firebet Hero leading the way with 3 wins. Stork cleaning up. Fantasy trying to get the reverse all kill. Only able to go too deep, taking down Firebet Hero and Jamie 4-4. Stork comes out and stomps all over him. So, good games by everyone. I hope you guys enjoyed this pretty epic series. And, yeah, I'll see you guys all later. I'm going to try and, you know what, each week I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to ask you guys what series you want me to do. I'm going to try and do 1 Winners League series a week, and try and do select games from other series as I have time. So that's kind of going to be my goal. Probably might even put up a poll on SC2GG or something asking people. But so look out for that next week when the lineups get released. Let me know what you want to see, or go to SC2GG and I'll start a thread or something there. So see you guys all there. And yeah, see you all in the next 2 games. Bye bye.